bounce on the bike, so real the energy you gonna feel. I'm invincible, nothing can break me. Limitless flow, don't try to chase me. Crash like a wave, wild and free. You move that weak, I'm all you see. Invincible, na 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 na. Yeah, na 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 na. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Luciana.
2 retooled teams whose changes gave favorable openers in this conference. A very exciting start for the bright and sunny CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers, who won their last match. Very much exciting future for this young squad. Meanwhile, on the other side, the NXLED Chameleons, retooled with some Angels, or former Angels rather, have now made a mark here in the All-Filipino Conference. It is Bella Belen going up against BVS here as blue meets green at the Inares Center in Montalban. You're catching us live on the Pilipinas Live app, on One Sports and on One Sports Plus, here at the very beautiful province of Rizal. Mabuhay Pilipinas. Sinjan Reyes here together with Noreen Go and Jules Israel. Another exciting day here in your second match in the PVL. And Noreen, I'm very much excited to be with you again. A long time that we haven't been partnered together. Happy New Year to you.
And what a start. What a great game we have today.
And it's going to be very exciting to work with you again, Jules, for today. Now, let's focus on things at the very exciting part of this coverage, because this game is coming off with some history. We already have one game each for these two squads. And the first game for these two squads, they got a win, so they're looking for their second win here.
Yeah, but let's take a look at the standings to see where your favorite teams are. Signal at the top 2-0. PLDT, CAPITAL1, Chocomucho 1-1, NXLED 1-0 also. But Galleries, with that huge win today, is tied with Chocomucho at 1-1. So let's just mention all these teams, single round robin, you want to be in the top 4. So it's less tiring for them in this conference.
But carrying the load together with these players that we saw on your screens are, of course, Bella Belen and Brooke Van Sickle, who have been going at it at large here, starting off strong. These two players are going to be the highlight of this game, right, Jules?
Yes, and that's right. You know, this is a much-awaited MVP matchup, and I am sure that tonight's game might not just be 3 sets, it might even go 5, because these players just don't want to fail. They are winners and champions at heart. And what do you think, Sinjin and Noreen? How will this go?
Well, it's very interesting because, as you saw on your screens, we're asking about MVP level performance, and these two players that we mentioned, Brooke Van Sickle, the current reigning MVP of this All-Filipino Conference, and Bella Belen, of course, bringing in the accolades from her college career. So very much excited to see these MVP caliber players face off in this match. But that brings us first to the first MVP level player that we have to discuss, Noreen, here. And we have to discuss, of course, the shining power of the solar-powered CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers. There is a trend now in social media, 2026 versus 2016, but Bella gave us 26 points and 16 digs.
Yeah, we know the #1 draft pick has not been disappointing herself. Her fans, her teammates, the organization, she erupted with 26 points. And then an all-around game with 16 digs. But what you love about Bella Belen is you're seeing her embrace her role now. I feel she wants to be a leader by example. And with her producing those numbers, Sinch, they're going to have a great conference.
And she's not just a leader, she also has support. So it's very much exciting to see this sun-powered squad in the court today.
You know, Sinj and Noreen, you are so right about Bella leading that charge. The Solar Spikers are turning that light now into leverage. Bella shared with me earlier that she really wanted to redeem their squad from their loss against Zeus Coffee Thunderbells in that last conference. And sabi niya, gusto nila, they want to start strong kasi mahirap na bawiin pag talo ang simula ng conference. And for Bella, as one of the veterans and leaders in the team, She is followed by a reputation, and that comes with pressure. Her collegiate honors MVP, as Sinjin and Noreen mentioned a while ago. But for her, the PVL is different. This is the pros, and for Bella, she still has a lot to prove and improve. And she knows that she still has a lot to give in this conference. Kumbaga, her career high last game, that is not the best of Bella Belen yet. And we're excited to see her shine even more in this game, especially up against a champion core squad.
Nakakatakot because there's still a lot that Bella wants to show here, and she's still at the start of her career, so we're going to be expecting a lot from the young Bella Belen. Now, let's go on to the other side. Jules mentioned the term prove and improve. Let's go to someone who has proven a lot of things here in the PVL but still is improving it. That's none other than Brooke Van Sickle. 20 big points for BVS.
Yeah, I mean, what a great matchup. We're really looking forward to Bella Belen and Brooke Van Sickle. You know, she may be donning a new jersey, new colors, but the production is still the same. In that game against Farm Fresh, she had 20 points. And you know Brooke Van Sickle actually has the bigger picture in mind. She wants her three-peat in terms of the MVP in the All-Filipino Conference, but she wants to propel NXLED to a great conference, and I'm sure she's looking at the finals in June.
Everyone has their eyes in that All-Filipino crown, and of course, if you've had it last year, there's no other way to go but get it for another time. Right, Jules?
Yes, you know, when I spoke with BBS earlier, she really told me that we still have to see their true colors. We have yet to see what they have to show as NXLED chameleons in this conference. And ang sabi nga ni Brooke sa akin kanina, it was a stressful, not so pretty start to the conference after, you know, narrowly escaping that 5-set thriller in their last game. But hey, they did it, and they did it well with communication and maturity showing along the way. And
Definitely.
you know, for Brooke, she told me, nakita talaga nila yung gaps in their chemistry and their connection. She told me they didn't have the urgency to catch up and close those tight sets. And for her, that's what they polished in training. Kaya naman, they fixed their service, they fixed their receive. Today, they want to limit their error. So for Brooke, she doesn't want to go 5 sets today. And, you know, for her, she doesn't expect this game to be a walk in the park, knowing who they are up against, a young, hungry squad. And I'm sure that both teams today want to start their winning streak. And that is why, led by their 2 captains, our Pilipinas live poll question is, which MVP level player will elevate her team today? Will it be Bella Belen or Brooke Van Sickle? And please do converse and talk with us on social media with the hashtag PVL2026, because I'm sure this is a hot debate which we'll find out about later on.
And the big question is, will solar power shine through, or will adaptive light be able to adapt through the challenges faced by the opposite squad? Before we leave you, we will be giving you with Pauline Gaston, Cherry Nunag, and Shaya Dorador, who will tell us why they made the move, only here at the PVL 2026 All-Filipino Conference.
Hi everyone, I'm Pauline Gaston.
Hi, I'm Cherry Nunag.
Hi, I'm Shaya Dorador, and I am now with
CAPITAL1 Solar
Spikers.
Spikers. When Cherry got disbanded, the first team to approach me was CAPITAL1. That's the reason why I chose them, because they were very aggressive when it came to what they were looking for.
stepping stone talaga siya sa akin kasi ang tagal kong nasa isang team. Pinaka-importante is mag-grow pa po ako as an athlete. For sure, marami pa po akong matututunan sa coaches and sa players po.
Ang daming reason kung bakit CAPITAL1 una si Coach Jorge. Siya din yung nagpaangat ng kumpiyansa ko before sa paglalaro ng volleyball and nagpabalik nung love ko sa volleyball.
I'm not naman the oldest. Wala pa tayo dun sa parang, oh, we're at the retiring stage. It's more of, I feel like I can still grow here from the younger ones and I can also help them grow.
Talagang gusto ko rin pong ibigay kung ano yung kaya kong gawin and willing ko na matuto pa sa kanila din.
Right now, naglo-look forward pa ako kung ano pa yung kaya namin i-build together and with the team.
Good evening to one and all. Welcome back to the heart of volleyball, your premier Volleyball League 2026 All-Filipino Conference. Live at Inaris Center, Montalban is the preliminary round, match number 8. Let us welcome your CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers and their challengers, the NXLED Chameleons. Presenting our officials for this match. First referee is Jocelyn Del Rosario, international referee. Second referee is Justin Navidad, national referee. Introducing the starters. First, for CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers. Let's start with jersey number 4, Micaela Belen. At number 8, Ezra Madrigal. Jersey number 9, Pauline Gaston. At number 10, Iris Tolenada. Number 21, Isa Jimenez. Number 23, Shaya Adorador. Their starting libero, number 3, Rachel Orvina. Head coach is Mr. Jorge De Brito. Now calling on the NXLED Chameleons. Starting with their team captain at number 10, Brooke Van Sickle. Jersey number 5, Juliana Tolentino. At number 8, Myla Pablo. Number 13, Marjana Phillips. At 16, Lian De Guzman. Number 23, Aduke Agunsanya. Starting libero, number 21, Sheila Pineda. Head coach is Mr. Ettore Guidetti. This match is under the regulations and supervision of the Games and Amusements Board. It's the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers and the NXLED Chameleons. PVL 2026.
There are your starters for the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers: Madrigal Gaston, Jimenez Tolenada, Belen Adorador, and Jorvina. Meanwhile, the Chameleons are fielding in Phillips, Ogonzanya, Pablo, Tolentino, De Guzman, Van Sickle, and Pineda as the first libero. Nothing unusual yet from both sides of the court. No surprises yet for both squads.
Well, you did mention, Sinjin, at the start of our pregame that both teams actually retooled. Now, the
Yes.
biggest challenge for both these teams, or with teams that have made a lot of off-season changes, is really the chemistry. We heard in Jules' report, the familiarity,
The
gelling is in question. So it's good to see. That's why it's a long conference. So it's good for these teams to get some sort of on-the-job training.
And that first game proved to be very good for both squads, as Ogonzanya will be getting the starting honors. That's the biggest change. It was Makaslang in the last game. Adorador with that first shot from CAPITAL1. BVS trying to get through. Aduki will try. Iris goes up to Bella. That's off the hands of Tolentino. And Capital One gets the first point.
It's hard to be a Bella Belen because your first game of the conference, you scored 26 points. So you're setting the bar really high for yourself. So good start for Capital One and Bella Belen.
And it's hard because we know most of these athletes, they really compete against themselves more than anything else. Another point for the Solar Spikers. Look at that again.
Yeah, Isa Jimenez with a stop block. You know that they read, they practice that defense against Brooke Van Sickle. So for the teammates of Brooke Van Sickle, you have to cover.
And Isa has that reach, so it's unsurprising as Tolentino goes up to the opposite side. The Guzman is checked, and that is in.
Boy, Capital One, great defense to start the game. 2 blocks already registered.
Look at that again. Net defense really working for the Solar Spikers, something that we did see in previous conferences. Pablo from the back, that is going to sail out.
Well, pretty shaky start here for the NXLED Chameleons.
And,
yeah.
That's very weird, Myla Pablo, the most efficient spiker that we have so far. Coach Guidetti will be calling time. Let's listen in.
Let's start to put the ball inside the other court and let them play volleyball, because we are doing everything by ourselves. I got only one transition in the last 4 touches of the ball. Ball at the side. Use the diagonal. Use the diagonal. Here we go. On you, there is an overload. You got only one ball in line. That means that you got open diagonal as much as you want. Here we go, guys.
Next one!
Filled with reminders there was Coach Guidetti. And that's understandable. A lot of the touches that they missed here were, they could have done something about it.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of negligence that was involved. That's why they're down here in this. They still haven't scored a point.
Yeah, that's why an early timeout.
Oh, that doesn't help. A miscue after a timeout.
Yeah, you don't want to see that, obviously. But it's just a start, for NXLED. Coach Guidetti wants to talk it over, early timeout. And let's see, the first point after the timeout does not define you.
And the first set also does not define you, but the first set could give confidence to squads as Adore gets that through.
Boy, she fit in Capital One's puzzle really well. Shaya, she got the start and she's been playing well for Capital One.
Great pickups for the Solar Spikers over the off-season as they're up here. The Guzman puts some muscle into it. Orvina goes up to Jimenez, and that converts. Isa Jimenez getting that one through.
Yeah, but you have to give credit to the digging of Iris Tolenada and making it look easy as she was doing that.
Look at that again. Jimenez getting that right between the seam of the blockers. There's going to be a change of guards here in terms of setting for NXLED. Cheng will come in to change things up. Janelle sets up a quick. That finds the line for Duki.
From the middle.
What a substitution then, instant
seven.
performance, and it's a great set by Janelle Cheng.
Earlier, Derek Alneri actually showed the bench. Actually, it's not the bench, it's the reserve players of Capital One. It's still very much loaded. You have Pia Abu there. You also have Casey Galtones and Leila Cruz, who is still not suited for today's game as Jimenez tries to convert, but NXLED gets a freebie right there.
The positive thing about having a very deep lineup is you cannot relax when you're in training.
Yes.
You have to give it because you want to make the cut for the game after that.
And you know what's also not relaxed now? It's the level of competition here. Now that we're down to 10 teams, things just got tighter. Every team is very competitive. Iris goes up to Adore on the opposite side. They're looking for a check. No go, says the referee. Will they challenge this? Seems like this will be a clean point for NXLED.
Yeah.
3-7.
Capital One, they need to be careful. They've been committing a couple of errors. You have a great start of errors of NXLED. You don't want to return the favor.
They have given 2 freebies each to each other. Adorador giving a chance ball to NXLED. Sheng goes up to Pablo from the open side. Oh! Great coverage there for Belen. Oh, over Doug. That is going to be a Lian de Guzman point.
Yeah. Overset there. That was pretty much a free gift for NXLED.
Now an early timeout for Coach Jorge Souza de Brito.
Out, out, out. Stop. Back again. Receive only, and you have 3 guys to play in 4. Okay? So don't need to go. Stay and you play. Hey, hey, hey. Simple. Open. Simple. Turn. Okay?
Coach Jorge discussing the difference between an A pass and a C pass and where to bring that ball in their system or according to the system that they have.
4 serving 7.
Yeah, and then obviously he wants to
captain,
break
Group
the
1-6.
run of NXLED. So that is a great timeout for Coach De Brito.
We go to the left pin now. Adorador with that hit. Sheng on the other side goes up to LDG. Oh, smartly placed there by Lian.
Guzman sees the hole.
You know, in a lineup full of good players, De Guzman has been holding her own.
And holding on the mantle, proving that she's really part of this new retooled NXLED.
Yeah.
BVS with that serve. Iris goes up to the opposite. Jimenez will get a point and will bring us to the first technical timeout. We'll back here at the PVL.
Capital One Solar Spikers.
You're watching the PVL 2026 All-Filipino Conference. You know, Sinjin and Noreen playing her first game as a solar spiker last week. Shaya Adorador is more than thrilled that her efforts and hard work and training are paying off on court. And apart from polishing her techniques and training, Shaya says it is her team's emerging closeness off the court that is contributing to their good execution. The adjustment to her new solar spiker family hasn't been difficult because they share the same vibrant energy and spontaneous nature. You know, when I asked Shaya what she's excited to prove, she shared that she doesn't want to think that far yet and instead will focus on the present, the task of scoring for her team, sticking to the system, and trusting that the rest of the Solar Spikers will do the same. What do you think, Sinjin and Noreen?
Well, we're very thrilled to see her shine here, donning her new colors, talking about Shaya Adorador. And it's scary, oh. Ang sabi ni Jules dito, emerging pa lang yung closeness nila. Imagine if you're more gelled, how well will this blue and yellow squad perform?
Well, you know, that's why it's really, for me, it's an exciting conference because of all the changes. So it really depends who adapts more, you know, to all that's going on during the matches.
If you're talking about adaptability that's expected from the Chameleons by their namesake.
True.
But Belen tries to go through here. That doesn't cross. That's going to be a point for NXLED. 3-point gap is maintained here by the athletes in blue.
Serving for next.
Yeah, but you know, for NXLED, it's 3 points. You may be behind, but at least you're trying to get back into this game.
That was as much as 6 at the start of this set. Duki with that serve, that hit coming from Jimenez. On the other side, Pablo answers, picked up there by Shaya. Bella off the hands of Duki.
Boy, Bella Belen is in a hurry to replicate the 26 output.
Let's look at that again. Belen Not even the fullest of extensions yet, but really trying to make do. Ezra Madrigal now serving for Capital One. Picked up by Bang. Janelle goes up to the quick. MJ pushing that over. Oh, coverage. Wasn't able to keep that ball alive.
Well, you want to see that from NXLED. A lot more MJ Phillips. You know, lots of Janelle Cheng goes a lot to the quick. She's very confident. We've seen this connection so many times. You want to see a lot more of that.
But you know, that starts with a good first ball.
Yeah.
And Janelle can only do so much magic. They go up to Belen here in the Capital One side. The answer coming from BVS from the back row. Isa will adjust, pushing it over. That doesn't cross. It's going to be a NXLED point.
Yeah, these are the things you don't want to see. You know, these unforced errors.
De Guzman serving.
And also one person I'm actually excited to watch is Pongay Gaston or Pauline Gaston.
Yeah, she's been adapting to this new role that she has. And back to her first position, which was middle. That doesn't cross, so another point for NXLED. They're just 1 point away from tying things over. Let's look at that.
Yeah, difference really when Janelle Cheng was brought in. She kind of is a stabilizer for NXLED.
A veteran in her own right. Janelle extending for that one. Pablo going up. Great pancake. Belen off the blockers. Oh!
Belen off the block.
NXLED unable to keep that alive, so Capital One recovers this time. Let's look at that again.
Yeah, when you need a point, really, you gotta go to Bella Belen. But yeah, Shaya Dorador, great pancake save.
Back to the ball game. Ball is out. That's going to be a point for NXLED. So we're in a 1 point game.
Well, this match has become tight, and in a tight match, you don't want to see these service errors.
Things you can't give up. That serve coming from Myla Pablo. Picked up there by Rachel Gervina. Cheng goes up to BVS. That is going to check in.
That is money for NXLED. No, Brooke Van Sickle. We did mention back-to-back MVP.
And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
Yeah, back-to-back MVPs in the All-Filipino Conference. Looking for a three-peat.
Let's see if it's not impossible. You know, she's up in the rankings and all skill levels. Bella with that offensive bump. That push coming from BVS would work. There's going to be an infraction.
Yeah, case of over-eager there. Too eager for, I think, Iris Talenada.
Let's look at that. There you go. Net infraction.
Pablo.
That's what you call giggle in Filipino. Running attack for Pongay or Pauline Gaston, rather.
Well, we know the strength of Pauline Gaston is really her quickness, and we saw that in the slide.
Agility, really a part of her repertoire as a middle blocker.
Yeah, because she's not the tallest of middle blockers, so she has to find an advantage of strength.
It's really the tempo that she has, even in her younger years. Kahit nasabi niya kanina, parang medyo nafe-feel niya na yung retirement era in our video package.
Slowly whispering
Yeah,
naman.
whispering now. Pero hindi pa daw doon. Not yet pa nun, Pauline. Very far from that. Belen from the back row, picked up by MJ Phillips. Brooke, off speed, that works.
Off-speed shot.
Boy, that's just smart. That's smart. Reading the defense of Capital One. Seeing that hole in the middle.
She has always been a cognitive player, really finding that spot. MJ with that serve. Iris going to that running Pauline. And Pauline on the running has been 2 for 2 so far.
Good percentages there for Gaston.
Look at that. Off the block.
You talked about smart players. That was a smart
decision.
Yeah. It's obvious that she wanted to hit it off the blockers.
Talagang mag-target. However, on the other side, a replication of what their opponent did does not work for Duki. we tie things over at 14.
Yeah, we also have to mention Ogunsanya struggled with her injuries, right? Did get a lot of playing time
from her previous club, but
yeah.
She's been trying. The caliber of player that she can be. The potential is there, but this girl has no question with any potential. There's no question any potential. Full potential. Overflowing of potential. Talking about BVS.
Yeah, no, but back to Ogunsanya, you're excited to see how she fits well with next
The bouncing back, the return.
Because she's getting playing time.
She is. And last game, she played 3 sets of that. She showed up. Cheng going up to Aduki. On the other side, Belen adjusting. Bang has her calling card there, but that push coming from Ezra Madigal.
Yeah, sorry, error there for NXLED because it was pretty much a free gift given to Bang Pineda, but her pass was just too much.
And the familiarity, of course, these players were together in Akari. Iris with that serve. Cheng goes for a dump. Read well by Ezra. They go up to Isa. Isa is denied.
Good cover.
Roma going up to Belen on the other side. They choose Brooke. Iris read that one. Shaya, full extension, finding the line for the Solar Spikers.
She's not taking any chances, Adorador.
And Capital One gets a 1-point lead as we head on to the second technical timeout. We'll be back here at the heart of volleyball. Back here inside the Inari Center in Montalban, Capital Solar Spikers had a great start, 6-0 at the start of the set. Now it's just a 1-point game, but they are still in control so far of this set. Let's see if they'll be able to pull this away till the end. Or will Brooke Van Sickle and the rest of the NXLED Chameleons finally adapt and show that they could take control of this set? Tolenada will resume, or will help us resume the game with her serve. Janelle goes up to Pablo. That is a shank pass.
Pablo making up for that previous back row hitting error at the start of this match. And what you're feeling from NXLED, they're slowly getting their groove in this game.
Well, Capital One, after that first win in their first game, definitely that looked like it added a lot of confidence to a lot of these players. Ador getting that one through. Bang goes up to Pablo, denied by the blockers of the Solar Spikers. They go up to Pablo again. Oh, that stays alive. Ador denied. Great coverage here for Capital One. Ball is still alive.
Great defense.
Lian, we end with that LDG hit.
Well, based to have hang time, it wasn't the perfect timing.
Look at these pancake saves.
Right? It wasn't the perfect approach, but the hang time did it for de Guzman.
That really helps sometimes. They go to a quick Madigal read well by Pineda. That doesn't cross. That's going to be a point for Capital One. Tied at 17.
Bang Pineda with a great dig, and you gotta give it to Janelle Cheng. She tried, she's on the way down. She tried to keep that ball in play.
The pace was just too fast.
De Guzman is like, well, is that for me?
Maduki with that hit. They go up to Belen, off the blockers. EBS was there. Pablo will try. Oh, ball is still alive. Cheng goes up to that quick. Read well by Madigal. They go up to LDG. Oh,
De Guzman.
Smartly placed there by
off-speed
Lian.
shot.
Well, you know, you appreciate the efforts of all these girls really trying to keep that ball up. Look at that.
Overextending.
That's Matrix
Yeah.
type of move.
Seems like that's the second time we saw that from Ador and from Jimenez.
Yeah.
Duque
Back-to-back
Ogunsanya
sequences.
serving for NXLED.
Duki with a serve. Picked up by Roma. They go up to Isa. That doesn't cross.
Too low
That
to
becomes
cross.
a NXLED point. NXLED now with a 2-point lead. And this
Timeout.
forces a timeout
Capital
from Coach
One,
Jorge.
Solar
Let's
Spikers.
listen in to Coach De Brito.
I know, you know, she knows, and they know. Just prepare to be single. It's the same. She goes back in here. Hey, you go strong. You're set open. They waiting for. You're waiting for. You're gonna steal on that. Okay? Ready?
Dalawa lang yan, ate, ha? Isa-isa natin, dahan-dahan lang. Pag obvious na ate, haba-haba mo lahat. Capital!
So, Noreen, do you know what Coach Jorge is talking about? Because he said everybody knows.
Yeah. That's the thing that's stuck in our heads.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. I know.
No,
you know.
They know. But I think it's talking about the familiarity
19.
also
Serving
inside the
17
court.
in favor
There's a lot of
NXLED
familiarity to
Chameleons.
everyone as Duke serves that one. Roma picks that one up. Pick up to Bella. Bella denied by the blockers. Capital One unable to manage that one.
Yeah, MJ Phillips, a great read. That's a solo block.
Look at that.
Look at that. You know, she really covered the cross. So obviously, it really pays if you study or scout your opponent.
And it seems like these two squads have scouted each other very well. We saw that at the start of the set for Capital One. NXLED showing some of that scouting here in this part. Belen finally recovers for Capital One. Back to a 2-point gap.
Substitution.
Yeah,
Capital
much
One.
needed. That was a huge point for Bella Belen.
Substitution here.
8 out.
Fisher
6
Genesis will check
8.
in for Madrigal as the service specialist. Wow, this is one of the ladies who has
Risha Genesis.
also
Serving
shrunk
for Capital.
in the past few conferences. The former collegiate conference MVP. Of course, there's a collegiate
Down the
conference
line,
era of the
Pablo.
PVL, but Myla Pablo shows that
21-18.
she is timeless.
She is timeless. You know, you always love watching her because if she's healthy, she's just so good.
Very. You know, we remember the struggles with her back before.
Yeah.
Now it's better. Now that is going to sail out for
What is
Tolenada.
22-18.
Well, the errors piling up for Capital One.
And I'm looking around, looking at the
Service.
stringers for
Guzman.
Capital One. That's still a very deep bench there.
Yeah.
Guzman with that serve. Iris running for that one. Belen adjusting. Read well by Lian. Sheng was there for the second ball. Chance ball for Capital One. Shayo was there. They go up to Belen through the blockers. Kept alive by Cheng. Pablo will answer. That is going to
Pablo
check
finds
in.
the line.
You know, that's really her game, Myla Pablo. She makes it look like she's out of position, but then she knows exactly where to put the ball, going for the line.
That's what you get when you have a player who knows how to play scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or,
Service, de
sabi nga
Guzman.
nila, minsan, larong kalye
Uh-huh.
works. Diba? Oh, that's a
Service
serve.
ace.
It's going to be an ace. 5-point lead. Make that 6-point lead, rather, for
NXLED
NXLED. Courtesy of
Chameleons.
Lian de Guzman,
Now,
serving it
7-point
straight
advantage.
to her former teammate, Roma Doromal.
Well, you know,
Service de Guzman.
De Guzman has been serving really well here at the tail end of the set.
Belen adjusting with that cross court. On the other side, bang, goes up to Pablo, who finds an alleyway.
Pablo.
Myla
NXLED
Pablo.
Chameleons
Not the
takes
start
set.
she wanted, but it's
Number
not how you
one,
start, it's how you
25,
end the set.
Yes, and that's how you finish. Look at that. Pablo has been the go-to player here in this first set for NXLED. Chameleons will close the first set with a win, 25-18. We're back here inside in our center in Montalban. 25-18 was the tally in the end of that first set as NXLED was able to snatch that after an early run by Capital One. At the end of that set, NXLED was able to make their own run in full way.
Yeah, NXLED showed a lot of poise there in the first set. They had a very, very shaky start. They were down by as much as 6 points, but I think it's a great substitution when Coach Gudetti brought in Cheng, because that kind of changed how they played.
The tempo was
The tempo.
switched up a bit.
Yeah, and you know, the comeback was complete. If you look at the numbers, attacks, it's pretty close, but it's really the errors of Solar Spikers towards the end. You know,
It wasn't even at the start, it was really at the end where
yeah.
they suddenly crumbled a bit.
Yeah.
But we look at the numbers now. Good numbers in terms of attacks. It's a bit matched. It was
Yeah.
really the opponent errors that ballooned for the Solar Spikers in favor of the Chameleons.
So for Capital One, they know what to correct coming into set number 2. Really, it was a great start, but you have to learn how to sustain it. You know, errors will really happen, but 9 as compared to 3 is too much.
But if you look at it in percentage and efficiency, in attacks, we're pretty tied here. NXLED and Capital One at 29% efficiency for Capital One, 32% efficiency for NXLED. Meanwhile, in receptions, this is where things might have changed for these two squads. It's a 59% efficiency for the Chameleons. Meanwhile,
This is
for
set
Capital
number
One, it's a
2 of match
21%
between
efficiency. So there's
Capital
a
One
reception
Solar
problem
Spikers
probably
and
that we could
NXLED.
diagnose here for the Solar Spikers. They
NXLED
changed
took the
setters
first
here
set to
on the blue
25,
side of things.
18.
They added in Jasmine Nabor in the mix. That's going to be the biggest change up here. Let's see if it will be effective for Coach Jorge Souza de Brito. Meanwhile, NXLED fielding in their first, or their starters, their first 7 yet again. So going to be interesting. The biggest change here is the entry of Jacel De Los Reyes for the Chameleons.
You love the way the coaches give playing time to a couple of players. It's not always the same 6.
Well, if you have players that are at the same level as each other, it's a good way to also give chance to others and also rest their players. Hindi dapat babad kung kaya.
Yeah.
Look at that. Adorador trying to get that one through. They get the first point for Capital One. The lefty setter, Nabor serves. Oh, there's going to be an infraction, a catch and throw violation called against NXLED.
Yeah, we saw the change in that ball.
And speaking of change, easily adapting is Coach Ettore. Quick switch up with this 2-0 start in favor of Capital One. Nabor with that serve. Oh, that's off the hands of Pablo.
Service ace.
Yeah, you want to see more of that from Capital One. Great service, tough serve. You got to challenge the first pass of NXLED.
Serve number.
And they are really challenging. The efficiency of NXLED will drop after this in receptions. That looked like a beach volleyball hit to me. From our angle at least. You know, just a full vertical and then just a push. Very smartly placed there by BVS.
Well, they obviously acknowledged an error or recognized an error, a weakness from
Yeah.
Capital One's defense. A lot of these off speed towards the middle.
That donut hole, as they mentioned, or people will mention. Adorador trying to get that one through. Shaya will try again. This time it gets through and it becomes a point as we check in with Jules as well.
Sinjin and Noreen, earlier I had a chat with ever-reliable scorer Myla Pablo, and she admitted to me that they're still in the getting to know stage in terms of their in-game synchronicity. But despite this, Myla Pablo is more than happy because their composure and communication is improving, which led them to their first conference win last week. Myla says that having a mix of young players and veterans in the team makes for a good dynamic, one that pushes each other to guide and thrive together. When it comes to adjusting under Coach Atore's system, Myla says he is a calm coach of a few words, but when he does speak up, the Chameleons learn lots from his insights and sharing. So let's see if they keep up this momentum, Sinjin and Noreen.
Let's see, because right now it's Capital One who is leading by 2 jewels But Coach Etter still looking like he's confident with the squad that he has put in. Belen getting that one through. Phillips denied there by Madrigal. The coy and calm Ezra Madrigal.
Yeah, you know, she's always a silent operator, whatever team she plays for.
Look at that. Just the right roof.
To me, it looks so
Yeah.
easy.
But that's very difficult. It's timing, the tang time, everything. However, the serve does not check in.
You're still excited over that block.
Serve for NXLED, Leah de Guzman.
That checks out. Great read there for Roma. 3-point lead for Capital One. As Jimenez now serves.
Former
for-
teammates, right?
Yes.
The Guzman and the
Yes,
Ramal.
from college.
Yeah.
A collegiate tandem in the same draft class, of course. Oh no, rather, one Roma went in earlier. That is off the hands of the Guzman
Belen off the hands of the Guzman.
from her draft classmate, Bella Belen. Yun ang magka-draft class.
Bella Belen, number 1,
Yes,
top of her class.
yes. And Lian was number 4. The push. They go up to Bella, popped up by BVS. That was the matchup that we've been talking about from the top of the coverage. Nabor goes up to Gaston, that push, read well by Pablo. BVS from the back. Dervina was there, and Coach Jorge joins into the game. However, they're called for fielding in too many players in the court.
You know, that was a great rally. You know, they had all the components. Great defense, great digs, and then Brooke Van Sickle with a bomb from the back.
Almost. Hindi lang counted eh. Nahawakan ni Coach Jorge. Running attack for Pauline. She's denied. That's read well by NXLED. Belen with a soft tip. BVS off the blocker. Shaya was there. Nabor goes up to Belen. She's denied, but that is going to be a check out.
Belen on the hit out.
Yeah, using the blockers to her advantage, Bella Belen.
First technical timeout.
And now Capital One will head on to the first technical timeout with a 4-point advantage. We're back here at the PVL. The 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference is in full swing. Watch it on the Pilipinas Live app, anytime, anywhere. Also available on One Sports and on One Sports Plus. We are here at the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. And it's Capital One up against NXLED in this match between a blue team and a green team.
Yeah. Rivalry,
Maybe.
maybe.
Maybe everyone's retooled. Everything now is a rivalry match of some sorts. A lot of storylines.
Yeah. But, you know, Coach Jorge De Brito really,
End of the
he liked the
technical
substitution, putting
Serving
in
for
Jasmine
Capital
Nabor because
Belen. Belen.
she has been actually setting pretty well for Capital One.
And this is her Capital One debut, talking about Jazz as... Oh, hold on. Coach... Referee, the Emos is going to correct her call there and calls for a good ball. There was a miscue of the turn of events, and then she realized, hold on.
Yeah, because Janelle Cheng actually had a good block,
Yeah.
a one-hand block, and then they thought she was a
Backliner, yeah. And
Mansell.
that works in favor of
Cross court
NXLED. But you love when the referees take accountability for what happened.
Yeah.
Look at that again.
Yeah, but look at Bang Pineda sprawling to keep that ball alive.
Sprawling is a very beautiful term for that.
Sprawling.
Adorador getting that one through. That's off the block.
Boy, she's been having a great game, a great compliment to the game of Bella Belen.
Great support. 8 points for Bella, 5 points for Shaya. See, this is why it's exciting to watch Capital One now. You're starting to see support. It's not just a Messiah, it's Messiah and her disciples.
Well said.
Off speed there for Brooke. It didn't work. An overpass led to the Tagalog.
Just so smart. Well, it pays to be a high leaper. Now she has all day to see where she wants to drop that ball.
Look at that. And the vertical is really just there. Well, unsurprising given that she loves playing beach.
Oh, what a serve.
Great serve. Bella from the back row, that gets through.
That was against a 3-woman wall.
That's what you call respect from the side of NXLED. But for Bella, that's why she's giving that, because malikot talaga yung pali niya.
Yeah.
Oh, great serve there for Just Nabor.
Well, the tides have turned. We talked about the reception efficiency earlier. You mentioned 20+% for Capital One. NXLED had like 59%, and now I think it's
dwindled down for sure.
Yeah.
That's the second service ace for Just. However, there's a confusion with the defense pattern there for Capital One. So that converts to a NXLED point.
Yeah, wasted opportunity for Capital One. Just a bit of communication necessary.
Team captain.
4-point lead still for Capital One. Brooke Van Sickle trying to negate that. Oh, over reception is an opportunity for Leah de Guzman, who tallies her 7th point, tying Brooke Van Sickle.
Yeah, Van Sickle actually targeted Roma Doromal there, and it paid off.
The same thing that Leah did earlier. PVS with that serve. Straight to Roma. Roma with better reception. They go up to Isa. Oh, that finds a spot there.
Yeah, Jimenez, for me, Jimenez has got to be steady. She's got to play consistent because she is the third person that they would want to rely on.
On scoring load, she is third best so far for Capital One. 9 for Bella, 5 for Shaya, and then Jimenez at 4. Great hit there for Leah de Guzman, trimming down the lead of Capital One to 3. So far, this is the trend. Capital One will lead. NXLED will trail behind. The question is, will Capital One allow what happened earlier, where the tail end, NXLED will catch up? That is challenging.
Well, for their fans, they're hoping, of course not.
They're hoping they take more control here, but Pablo says she wants to tally a point there. That is her 6th point.
Boy, the angles really, it shows the maturity of these players. Myla Pablo really just choosing where to hit, targeting the outer hand of the blockers.
Choosing a very askew angle at that as well. They go to Madrigal, who goes for what I would call a volleyball version of a dunk.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, using her height there.
Just really pushing it in.
Yeah, so such a quiet player, really.
And she has silently tallied 4 points already in total. But MJ Phillips, there's nothing silent about that. As you look at that again, this is the spike of the set, brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
Thoughts for celebration. Really, the blockers were not there for Capital One.
You also like how she's been very celebratory recently, talking about MJ Phillips. Bella Belen getting that point for Capital One, back to a 3-point lead for the Solar Spikers.
Has been steady for Capital One. We did say at the top of the coverage that if Bella Belen plays that way she does, Capital One's gonna get a lot of wins.
And the next question there is, who's the support? It can't just be Bella, because we saw that in the last conference. They go up to Bella again. Picked up by BVS. Cheng goes up to Pablo. Shaya was there. Belen again will try. She's under the ball. They're looking for a check. No go, says the referee. And Bella says, isa lang, babawi ako.
No, she probably just tried to say that it was a check
Yeah.
ball.
Kinrection. So, si Pongkay din eh. Si Pauline bumabawi din eh after. Hindi. Wala. Pablo with that serve. Bella with that reception. Bella will go for that hit. She's denied. Gaston unable to keep that ball within their sphere.
Well, here comes NXLED again using
13-14.
defense. Remember, that's how they came
Yeah.
back. Couple of blocks.
1 point game.
Service. Pablo.
That is the second block overall in the game for NXLED.
Service out.
Well, that's not gonna help their cause.
Yeah. Back to a 2-point lead for the Solar Spikers as Bella will now serve for the blue squad or the blue shirts.
Bella Belen. Serving for
It's all on
Capital
attacks.
One.
Bella Belen. Serve. Redwell by Bang Pineda. Back quick is Redwell by Shaya Adorador.
Single ball.
Great defense on the side of Capital One.
It's a 3-point lead for Capital One as we enter the second technical timeout.
16-13.
Well, we appreciate you all joining us here. Capital One Solar Spikers against NXLED Chameleons 2026 Premier Volleyball League All-Filipino Conference. Want to say hello to the people tuning in, may it be through television or online. Thanks for tuning in and catching the game. Good defense. Brooke Van Sickle. Ervina dug it well. Oh, Bang Pineda. Great exchange.
Adorador with that hit off the block. Brooke will try with that push. Chance ball coming from Bella. Cheng goes up to Pablo from the back.
Oh, good save.
Shaya off speed. Dump coming from Cheng. Read well by Isa. Ball is still alive. Kept in play by Bella. Another dump from Cheng. Still doesn't work. Longest rally we have here.
Oh!
Scramble there at the net. NXLED winning that one.
Yeah, but you gotta enjoy that. You know, that was really an entertaining rally. Both squads trying to keep that ball alive, but what an anticlimactic ending, really.
Not the most anticlimactic
Right?
ending.
Right?
It was such a great rally. Quality hits, quality moves by our players. That push coming from Gaston on that back quick. Pablo from the back. Durmal was there for that pickup. They go up. Oh, a miscue. Returned right away by Janelle. Off the block there was Shaya. Brooke finding a spot. What an angle for Van Sickle.
Well, we have to mention, with the help of the net, we saw the net wobbling there. Yeah, it's the net's point.
Yeah. It helps to be lucky.
Yeah. But Janelle Cheng really being very aggressive here.
All the time. Adorador with an answer.
Adorador from the hands of Van Sickle.
You know, since you were talking about looking at the bench of Capital One, what about NXLED?
Oh, that is stacked.
That is fact.
Albi Maranyo is in your bench.
Sabete.
Yeah. And then
Laure.
Laure. And then the second, you have Duki right now who's not playing. Tolentino also, who is fresh from her championship in the reinforced. Oh, smartly placed there by Cheng, but a great read for Gaston and the rest of the Solar Spikers. Cheng going up to BVS, that push.
Oh,
Diving has been the forte of the Capital One Solar Spikers so far. However, Brooke finds a spot.
you know, you don't envy Capital One. Whatever happens in this game, we're going to see a lot of ice after they got to recover with all the dives.
Maybe they were swimmers in their past life.
Janelle Chen,
1 point game.
for NXLED.
Capital One still in the lead. NXLED catching up. Shaya with that first ball. This set goes up to Adorador. Let's see what she does. Popped up by Pablo. On the other side, BVS getting that one through.
You know, that's pretty textbook for NXLED. You get a good pass or a good dig, and then Janelle Cheng just setting it to Brooke Van Sickle. Very textbook.
Now this is starting to look familiar.
Deja
And
vu.
It could be deja vu or it could be a change in the plot. Let's see. Cheng with that serve. They go up to Belen from the back row. Bella says, that's changing up.
Well, you know, that's a great set to the pipe by Nabor, because if you need a point, you really want to go to your ace or your playmaker, top playmaker, Bella Belen.
Kumbaga po porsyento ka na.
Oh.
Cheng goes up to BVS. Zervina was there over Doug. Peliceres with that read. Zervina goes up to Jimenez. That push. Madigal getting busy with coverage. Rich with that cover. Bella playing setter to Adorador. But that becomes a point for Capital One.
Yeah, that was just smart by Shaya, really. Because blocking, working for NXLED, so I'm just going to give an off speed.
NXLED.
Why not?
Millions.
Not a pin has to pass line. High ball, we keep line, we go to the tip, and we organize the coverage. Okay, here we go now. Side out, side out, side out, and that's all. Here we go.
Next one.
Camilo, here we go.
That was a very chill timeout. Parang napakalma din Coach Etoy. Side out lang tayo, side out lang.
We're down 2, side out.
Yeah. But we're seeing some last-minute reminders here coming from the coaching staff. That's also been the
Reminder
trend
to
now.
all of our viewers,
Really,
please turn
group
off
coaching
your
and
camera
team coaching.
flashes. Thank you.
Not everything just comes from the head coach. Nabor with a serve. Picked up by BVS. Cheng goes up to Lian. Lian with a push. Rich dumping it to the other side. First ball coming from Cheng. Setter was bang. Off speed for Lian. And that's a miscue in coverage for the other side.
That's just a smart off speed by the Guzman. You know, you're loving the way she plays. Very deliberate.
Yes. Very intentional.
Very intentional.
And you're starting to see her maturing into the role that she has here. We saw a glimpse of that during her collegiate days. But now, she's growing in front of our eyes. Belen pops that one up. Chance ball for Capital One. BVS picks that one up. Lian getting that one through. Belen reactionary dig.
Just like that.
That push coming from Lian works this time.
You know, Lian is doing that. We talked about her being intentional. Right?
Yeah.
She's really targeting Doromal.
Yeah, yung zone ni Roma. Really challenge. May konting yan. Baka nag-text sila kanina. Nag-message sila kanina. Makaka 2 points ako sa iyo. Jimenez. Going cross court.
Yeah, so it's out too strong. And don't look now, Singe. NXLED with a 1-point lead.
And that triggers a timeout coming from Coach Jorge Souza de Brito.
I fix the pattern to receive. It's fine. Now the middle, the guys are there. They have to target here and there. Control. She has the space. It's be quick, open in here. So we have the space, you have the 5, we have one here, and also if you need, you have those 2 guys there. Okay? Same one.
We're seeing some of the Chargers here together with a Thunderbell. So we have Mars Alba, Kamuy Cal, and Justine Hazareno together with Micah Ortiz.
Ortiz, yeah.
20, serving 19.
Well, it is
Team
a
captain,
tight-knit
Mexico.
community.
Yes. Jimenez with that push. Leon denied. And great adjustment there from Jimenez and Madrigal.
Yeah, that was a huge stop, a much-needed stop for Capital One because they don't want what happened to them towards the end of the first set to happen again.
Yes, you don't want to repeat things as April Tapia will check in as their service specialist this time for Shaya. So defensive specialist also that, the San Juan City standout. Serve picked up there by Bang. They go up to De Guzman. Coverage from Cheng. Pablo will try. That is going to be out. It seems like the referee will call this
Ball is out.
in favor out. The decision is out, and first referee Jocelyn Del Rosario is saying, if you want to challenge it, but my call is out.
Yeah, overruling
Yeah.
the linesman.
Yeah. If there's any question, then challenge it. Okay. There you go.
There's a challenge on the call.
Oh, I think this is our first challenge of the match.
The reminder there coming from from referee
Next
Jocelyn
step,
Imos
block
is,
touch.
let's follow the protocol. I will have a call first. Don't question my call. Challenge it if there's a question. That is what we have right now.
The bling bling challenge.
Yes.
No, but it did happen. You know,
And we do have the result here. They challenge for a block touch.
yeah,
And
it
clearly-
happened right in front of
Yeah.
There is
first
no block
referee.
touch. Challenge.
The
is
challenge call was
unsuccessful.
block touch, so that is the only thing they would check. They want to challenge for ball in, ball out, but they would have to raise another card again if they're arguing that one. Let's try to listen in.
Also no touch in the left.
Okay. It seems like the Chameleons will rest their case.
Okay, the point
Yeah.
goes to Capital One. That's a
I think that's also a miscommunication of the call because they thought the call was a touch.
yeah.
But the call of Jocelyn Del Rosario from the start was the ball was out, not as a ball in, ball out. So it should have been a ball in, ball out challenge.
As a Pablo.
Yeah, well, that lull is doing Capital One good. They erect a 2-point advantage here.
Well, that's like a 4-0 comeback given what happened. As we now get a timeout from Coach Ettore Gintet. Let's listen in.
From the approach the whole game. We switch with the defense, not with the block. Respect the damn system. Got it. Here we go. Guys, side out. We need a pass, and we need a side out. And that's all. Here we go. Ready. Amelia.
That's the Italian version of urgency. We need a side out and we need it now. Direct, straightforward.
Need the pass, you know, their passing not working. But, you know,
22.
Coach Guidetti actually
Serving 20
sticking to
in
this
favor
6.
of Capital One.
Still not flickering. The only flicker earlier was the substitution of Juliana Tolentino. De Guzman getting that one through. That's a good
Into the
timeout for
ball.
Coach Guidetti.
De Guzman.
Well, Madrigal tried to lean back a bit to save that ball, but the ball just dropped.
Look at that. Oh, nice try.
Good effort. Yeah.
Good effort.
Jason. De Los Reyes.
Tight moments here for these two squads. De Los Reyes with that serve, picked up by Roma. Nabor goes up to Jimenez off the blockers. That works for Isa Jimenez.
Off the block.
We talked about the support of Capital One, right? And Isa Jimenez has got to deliver every time she's called upon.
Really giving that support. Let's look at that. That is the 5th point for Isa.
For the serve.
Matigal with that serve. Picked up by BVS. Cheng goes up to that quick. Phillips.
Phillips with a
Easy,
quick
easy,
hit.
easy cover.
We've seen that so many
22-23.
times. That connection.
Yeah. And it's really the angle of MJ. You know that she can put it to the left, to the right.
Leon
At
de
whim.
Guzman serving.
The Guzman with that serve.
Oh, good
Nabor
pass.
going for a back quick. Pongay succeeds, but that's kept alive by NXLED, and that push will be in favor of the Chameleons.
There is a ball touch.
Wait, that was really Myla Pablo at her finest. That was already over,
23
but she was
all.
able to safely, you know, I mean, it could have been a nice joust, but she
Yeah.
was just so smart.
And look, don't look too far, Noreen, because
I'm
at
not.
23. Grabe. Belen off the block, but that is going to check in. NXLED is ahead in set
Next
point
led
advantage.
Pavilions.
What a huge block.
At set point advantage.
Look at that.
Timeout. Capital One.
It was Janelle
Solar
Cheng.
Spikers.
At ano lang pumoste lang si Janelle. Let's listen in to Coach Juarez, who's at the briefing.
I will be back. Receive there. No need to be perfect. Just stay control there and have all the guys. All of them are ready. Good.
Ate, isa naman na bata.
Substitution.
Crucial moments here for
Capital
both
One.
sides.
5 out. 23. Adorador.
Capital One needs the next point to keep their hopes alive of winning the set. NXLED just needs to close this out, and it's going to look like a repeat of what happened in their first set. Leon de Guzman, who has been efficient in services, got an ace earlier. Let's see if she'll be able to replicate that. It's a 4-1 run for the Chameleons that serve straight to Adorador. They go up to Belen off the blockers, and that is out.
Belen.
Things are tied at 24. We have a deuce.
Deuce at
So we did
24.
expect that, you know.
Yeah.
Unspoken, we know that this should go the distance.
Substitution.
And
Capital One,
speaking about
21.
going the distance,
10.
let's see if a change of guards will work for the Capital One Solar Spikers. They're having a double substitution,
16
trying to
minutes
ensure
in.
and secure a full front line. Tolenada checks in.
Yeah, Niego,
Iris
Sid
Toledano
Niego.
Together with
serving
Sid
for
Niegos,
Capital
yes.
One.
Who has been a stalwart for the Solar Spikers. Cheng goes up to Pablo. That is outside.
Ball is out.
Oh, what a time for that error to come
Capital
for
One,
NXLED.
set point
And
advantage.
Capital One fans here inside the arena are starting to smell it.
Serving.
Let's see if they'll be able to
Toledano.
succeed, or will NXLED have something to say about it. Iris picked up by Bang. Cheng goes up to the running Phillips. That is
Phillips.
still the lifeline of NXLED. Tied at 25.
Or MJ Phillips really
Deuce at
has
25.
ice for veins.
Myla Pablo.
Pablo
serving
now
for
serves.
NXLED.
Adorador with that pickup. They go up to Belen. Off the blockers and asking Noreen to join in the fun, hitting our monitors here. I think we have to charge. Who do we charge on that?
Substitution.
Janelle Cheng or Bella
NXLED,
Belen?
8 out.
Janelle Cheng. Whoever hit it last.
Yeah. Last touch was from NXLED. We have to charge them for destroying
Bella
equipment.
Belen,
We kid.
serving for
But it's a
Capital
set
One.
point advantage for Capital One and the rest. And Bella Belen, who had that serve. BVS getting that one through. We're still not over, folks. Tied at 26.
Deuce
And,
at 26.
EJ Laure actually in for
Substitution. Next
She's
leg,
injected
2
into
out.
the fold.
Tolentino in.
Tied at 26. Juliana Tolentino also returns to
Serve,
replace Janelle
MJ
Cheng. That serve
Phillips.
coming from MJ Phillips. They go up to Shaya, popped up by MJ. Tolentino goes up to Brooke. She's denied. Coverage was there. Setup going to BVS. Off speed, kept alive there. Last chance. Diegos off the block. Great denial coming from NXLED.
With applause.
Look at that again.
Next leg. Set point
Diegos denied by BVS.
Service.
1 point lead. Set point for MJ Phillips and the rest of the Chameleons. Bella goes up to Shaya, who adjusts. That gets through. Oh, Gaston will be
reaching
called
beyond the
for
net.
overreaching.
Hold on, Gaston.
And this will be challenged by
There's a challenge on the call by CAPITAL1. Reaching beyond the
for
net.
reaching beyond. The challenge is
CAPITAL1.
reaching
Reaching
beyond.
beyond the net.
Challenge is reaching beyond the net. The question is, did Pauline go over the airspace of
That is
NXLED?
reaching
And
beyond
the
the
answer
net.
is
And the
yes.
next leg,
So
Chameleons.
that is an unsuccessful
Take set.
challenge, and unfortunately,
Number 2.
that ends the very tight
28,
second set here.
26.
NXLED getting the second set. NXLED up 2 sets to none. CAPITAL1 still looking to win a set. We'll be back here at the heart of volleyball.
Hello? Check, check, check. Di ko, ayun, yun, there. Thank you, thank you. Hello, check, check.
And we're back here inside the Inaya Center in Montalban, Rizal, as NXLED successfully has snatched 2 sets to none of CAPITAL1. Very similar to the story of the first set. The second set started off with a blazing start for the Solar Spikers. Then at the tail end, the Chameleons tried to take over. However, the difference here was the Solar Spikers tried to hold on. But at tail end, it was really about just closing it out at 2 points. and NXLED succeeded in that.
Yeah, it was a better set. I mean, it went 28 to 26. But NXLED just showing us the poise, you know, the veteran poise. And let's look at some numbers in terms of attacks. NXLED ahead by 4. Blocking, that's when they started coming back again with net defense. 2 aces for Capital One. And what you love, that's why it was so close, was the errors. Capital One was able to minimize their errors from 9 to 4. NXLED actually with more in set number 2. However, it's just the end game in set number 2.
So we're closing this out.
Yeah, it's about closing it out. And NXLED just held their ground, you know. Good digs, and Brooke Van Sickle, De Guzman just led the charge, and it is 2-0.
Bella Belen enjoying the vibes here inside the Inares Center in Montalban. And on the other side, Myla Pablo, she's been having an explosive of a start here of the conference. 7 points already for that lady, Jervina Adorador. These two ladies have been really helpful to where Capital One is at this game. However, it's about closing it out, and this girl on the other side knows how to close things out, and she is bringing that tradition and that culture to the Chameleons. Jasmine Nabor is still starting here.
Yeah, no, I reacted because, guess who's going to play for NXLED in set number 3?
On cue is Derek Alneri showing Abby Maranyo Chang makes her debut as a Chameleon. So it seems like one of the middle blocker positions have been in rotation in this game.
And Nunag, Sherry Nunag for Capital One. So we're going to see her play as well.
Gaston will take a timeout as we start set number 3. The question is, will these changes be able to switch things up for the Capital One Solar Spikers, or will NXLED be able to maintain the same performance with Chang up front? They go up to Pablo. First point goes to Capital One. Something that we've seen in the past 2 sets.
Yeah, it's like pressing rewind and play. But you know, we have to mention, really, Cinch, you know, for volleyball fans, you have to have a soft spot for players like Abby Maranyo.
Oh, yes.
Because it was during their time where volleyball became a household sport.
It's not a soft spot, it's a special place in the heart. That batch of players have a special place in the hearts of all the fans.
Yeah, they were the reason.
Yeah,
you know,
the
Valdez,
Trailblazers, as we say.
Ika Reyes. And
Grabe
so on.
naman. Parang I was still in grade school kasi you were still in high school? Back then.
I wish.
But back in this ball game, Pablo, get that one through. Kabachi din na Myla Pablo, speaking of. But you know what's not surprising, but what's laudable is the way they're able to preserve their careers up to this time.
Yeah.
Imagine they've been here for more than 10 years now. If we're counting their UAP career, to transition to the club and the pros.
What about Aiza Maizo Pontillas? I think she is the longest running.
No, you have Chisaet still in the fold. But that was a tandem that was deadly before, as Capital One tallies another point.
Well, again, for Capital One, the greatest challenge really is, you know, you always have a good start, so you need to know how to maintain your lead.
And again, people will always say this, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. De Guzman able to finish that rally with an off-speed hit. Let's look at that.
Yeah, she has been solid and steady for NXLED. And that pretty much takes the pressure off of Brooke Van Sickle.
Also takes the pressure off her back. She was the leading scorer of NXLED last conference. Well, locally at least.
Belen off the block.
Belen, though, she has really matured into that role as we look at this spike of the set, brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Yeah, just smart. You saw the way she angled that hit to hit it off the blockers.
Pablo trying to replicate. No check. Oh, there is a check ball, says the referees.
I think they call a net
Or
violation.
a net violation, rather. Yeah, it was the second referee who confirmed that call. So serve will come from Myla Pablo.
Serving for NXLED.
Down by 1. So it's starting to look like a different start this time. The ball going to Che.
Net fault. Good plays.
Net infraction. Catch and throw.
I'm not sure what the call was.
There's a challenge.
Oh,
on the
it's a
call.
net infraction, so they're going to challenge
NXLED
it for net
Chameleons.
fault.
Net fault.
Well, the net didn't look like it.
NXLED. Net fault.
Be a micro.
Micro.
Just a small touch. Or, well, we'll see. If it translates what Jocelyn Del Rosario and Justin Navidad will translate as we have results of this challenge. Oh,
There is no net
there is
fault.
no net fault.
Challenge
Because
is
it's on
successful.
already
Point
Second,
will be replayed.
second motion.
yeah, second motion. And the ball is already.
Yeah, so no. Good challenge there for NXLED.
So it's a 1-point game. Belen with that hit. Van Sickle picked up there by Adorador. And Bella going down the line.
Belen.
She has tallied 16 big points already. She leads the Solar Spikers. Behind her is Adorador with 9, and Jimenez, who has been silent in this third set, with 5.
Well, as you were saying that, Jasmine Nabor went up to hug Belen because it was a low set and
Yeah.
she knew it, but Belen was able to score.
Ginawa ng paraan.
Oh,
Look at that.
paraan ba?
Yeah. Ito, sure, na connected na
MJ
connected.
serving.
Of course, may konting kapan. There's a little getting to know that has to happen. But in that sequence, it seemed like
Net fault.
Bella Belen and Shai and Jasmine Nabor really know each other already at this point.
I don't think they reached, no?
No.
Different era.
Different eras. But both coming
Bella
from
Belen
and
serving
the
for CAPITAL1.
Bull Pops program, leading to the Bulldogs program.
Here, CAPITAL1 goes again,
Yeah.
pulling away at the start of the set.
Look at that, the jump serve coming from Bella Belen. That is her first 8. Oh, make that 2 aces. Thanks to Bella Belen, and CAPITAL1 leads by 4 as we enter our first technical timeout. We'll be back here at the PVL.
A, CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers.
And you're back watching the PVL 2026 All-Filipino Conference. The NXLED Chameleons are up by 2 sets against the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers. Sinjin and Irene, earlier I chatted with Bang Pineda and she admits to me that she is the leader and glue of the team so far. As a veteran, she admitted it's challenging to adapt to a new system and a new team dynamic. She's not as vocal as her other teammates, but she does know the change she wants to see, and she walks her talk, which we saw in their poised and composed last set, not letting go of those tight matches. For the Chameleons, they still have to overcome their shyness towards each other and work towards a harmonious flow that'll hopefully lead them to victory in this match. Sinjin and Noreen?
Well, let's see, because so far, CAPITAL1 seems like they're trying to have other plans. They're enjoying the breeze here in Montalban. So, let's see, great block there coming from Just Nabor.
Double contact. Ball on Marami.
can do that. That's why we always urge people that even if it's an overpass, if you're by the net, you can follow and try to block it, which is exactly what the board did.
Timing lang.
Yeah.
Ika nga nila. Let's hear from Nunag. They go up to Van Sickle. Last touch was Bella Belen. That's going to be an excellent point.
On the hands of Belen.
Well, here comes NXLED trying to get back.
Look at that again. This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin. Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Team captain. Brooke Van Sickle.
Brooke Van Sickle
serving
making it
for
look so
NXLED.
easy.
The board goes up to Belen.
Oh, good
Kept alive
save.
there by Van Sickle. Jas goes up to Shaya. That is going to sail
All
wide.
is wide.
Everything but the
7,
shot. I
9.
mean,
Yeah.
you know, they tried to increase their lead, but the ball sailed wide for Shaya.
Sarah Van Sickle.
BVS with that serve.
Targeting Doromal.
The board going up to Adorador. They go to Shaya again. Lian.
Wow.
Oh, what a spot there for Lian de Guzman.
Down the line.
In between Roma and Bella.
Lead is down to 1.
Boy, you know, the gelling and the familiarity between Cheng and de Guzman has been on point here. Looks like they've been training together for a long time. Lead down to 1 again.
Serve. Van Sickle.
BVS with that serve. Roma pops this one up to Shaya. Adjustment. Oh, that's too much of a high ball.
We are now tied at 9.
Well, you know, we've seen a lot of that, you know, out of system when you try to save a ball, but it's a wasted chance, a wasted opportunity
Server,
if you
captain,
set
Van
it too
Sickle.
near the net. So just try to keep the ball in court.
Just going to Isa, but that's a miscue. Lian pushing it over to the other side. Madrigal going to Isa again. Isa not in the right position. Pablo popped up by
what a
Bella. Isa for the set. Shaya adjust. Picked up by BVS. Pablo, oh, picked up by Bella again. That's a tough second ball.
And NXLED grabs the lead.
Capital
And that
1.
triggers a timeout
Solar
coming from Coach
Spikers.
Jorge. Let's listen in.
Back to the game. You're receiving good. You're playing good. You have all the guys. I'll give you one more. You're going to play with 7 now. Hey, you replace Lisa. You're going to receive. Let the open in front. Free to spike. Okay? But when they set for the opposite to spike, you guys go to spike. You're opposite. You're not leaving on 1.
Did I get it right? It was a positional reminder to Isa Jimenez regards to her role. But
Substitution. Capital 1.
there's a mention.
Genesis.
Coach
Yeah,
already
yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
this actually. Isa, we're going to replace you, but you're an opposite. So we're talking about really playing a role inside the court as Brooke serves. Down by 1, talking about Capital 1. That push coming from Madrigal, finding that corner.
Well, that's a good response coming off the timeout for Capital One. And, you know, you like to see Trisha Genesis and
Serving for Solar Spikers.
get playing
Yes.
time
Yeah.
and get to play her game.
You've seen her play really well. A girl with a lot of personality as well. Adorador picked up there by Van Sickle. Back quick to J-Cell, kept alive. Great reception or great coverage there from Genesis. Adorador full swing and getting that one through. Capital One now recycles and they're able to get a point over NXLED.
Now, they had to work hard for that point, but Shaya has just been steady for the Solar Spikers.
The board with that serve. They go up to Pablo, pushing it right in the middle.
Pablo with a drop.
Changing it last minute. Again, finding that hole and really attacking the weakness of the defense of Capital One.
We're now at a tied ball game, 11-11. As they say, make a wish for some. Genesis on the left pin. De Guzman popped up by her former teammate Doromal. Tip over coming from Belen. Pablo off the blockers. Roma goes up to Trisha. Ish will adjust. Abby goes up to Pablo. Oh! There was a gridlock
Pablo
there at
with
the
the
back.
drop.
Who
You know,
was going to pick up that ball?
Yeah, Capital One, you need to expect that because you haven't been responding in terms of defense.
Yeah.
So who's gonna get that ball that
Right in the
lands
middle,
in the middle? Yeah. But again, you did say the gridlock. They
Yeah,
just
parang
froze.
you saw everyone frozen, the three defenders at the back. Shaya will try. Oh, solid blocking from Pablo and
Pablo
Phillips.
says no entry.
And the celebration after that. And you, based on set 1 and set 2, when they defend well, good things happen to NXLED. That's when they came back. But this time, they're hoping to pull away.
Yeah, NXLED is now trying to
Wow.
take control. Abby Maranya has been serving a lot there. Oh, and ball is still alive. There seems to be a challenge for floor touch here
There's a challenge
called
on the last play.
by Capital One.
I wonder. I've been looking at Myla Pablo.
Capital One.
And she's just laughing, so I don't know.
Yun din naman pag better. Di tayo sure. You can't read it from their faces yet. Because they've been through these situations a bit too much.
Yeah. But she was shaking her head. I don't know if that meant
Wala or,
wala or hindi ko nakuha.
hindi ko nakuha. Yun yung mahirap. We can play poker with Myla. Ah,
Yeah, there is.
there you go. The answer is yes.
There is a floor touch.
And Myla just laughs it off on the
Challenge
sideline.
is successful.
Going to be a successful challenge for
Point
Coach
for
Jorge
Capital
Susan
One.
De Brito.
Yeah, so the shaking of the head meant hindi ko
Hindi ko
nakuha.
We will note for future
Shaya
coverage.
Aguinaldo, serving.
Myla shakes her head pag di niya nakuha. Shaya with that serve. They go up to Pablo on a
Nice.
combination play.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that, but and because you don't see a lot of that, that was so successful. That element of surprise.
As we look at this spike of the set, brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
Well, NXLED hanging on to a 2-point lead.
20. Sabete. Escamillan. In.
Tolentino and Sabete.
Serve now, coming from Tolentino. Picked up by Doromal Nabor, going up to Belen, clipping that one, and that converts to a point for Capital One. 1 point game.
Yeah, easily, I think the highest
13,
score so
14.
far.
Bella Belen, yes.
Yeah.
At 20. 18 on attacks, 2 on aces. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's a distribution between Pablo, Vansicle, and De Guzman. Pablo with 12, Vansicle and De Guzman with 13 each. That hit coming from Bella. Juliana going up to Pablo. Pablo smartly putting it right behind the blockers.
Well, really, the game of Pablo is about reading your opponent's defense. She's been doing that spectacularly today.
And that's where...
Let's talk about today.
Yeah, and that's what maturity, or where maturity becomes very deliberate. Oh. Miscue for Bella.
That hits the antenna. Ball is out.
Well, one person we want to see get some touches is Cherry Nunag.
For the first time, the Chameleons lead to the second technical timeout. They lead by 3. We'll be back here at the PVL.
Substitution, Capital 1, 2 out, 10. Tolenada, 8.
Third set for them. Ahead by 3. Myla Pablo.
Myla
The
Pablo.
serve. Wow.
Down the line.
Bella Belen is 21 points and counting. And if we recall her last performance, she scored 26 points. So pretty high standards for Bella Belen. Iris Tolenada back in for
Crucial
Capital
Gems,
1. They
7
want
for Solar Spikers.
to make this a closer match. Oh, good serve.
Van Sickle with a push. Tolenada goes up to Belen. She's denied.
Belen,
Yeah.
well read.
Great
by
net
Belen.
defense again by NXLED. I think, was that Sabete?
Yeah.
Let's check it out. No, it was MJ Phillips.
Yeah. Conniving with Sabete. Looking at trying to look at the jersey of Jonah because I think she's hyphenated now. At least on her jersey.
Oh.
Van Sickle. Oh, great pickup coming from Belen. The answer coming from Bella. Bella again, this time with a push.
Belen with the draw.
That works.
Yeah, playing it smart. Taking a page or two off of Myla Pablo.
Yep, that's correct. It's now a hyphenated name, but let's look at this Bella Belen tip. Outsmarting the NXLED defense.
Well placed, no? Really.
It's now Sabete
Bella Belen,
Escamillan.
serving
Oh,
for Capital 1.
But she will always be Jonah for all of us. Abby Marano, she is
save.
read there by Capital 1. Pablo from the back row. Tolenada goes up to Ador. Ador! That is going to sail out.
Are they going to challenge that?
Let's see for check or they are going to challenge this. And they're racing card for block touch.
There's a challenge on the call by Capital 1. Block touch. Challenge, Capital 1. Block touch.
Pensive.
Yes. This would spell a difference of a 4-point lead
Yeah, but
or a 2-point gap.
yeah, but we have to give credit to Iris Tolenada for keeping it in play because
Yeah.
I was going straight to the antenna.
For the result of this challenge, referees have made their decision. Block touch, none. Yeah, that's confirmed by the challenge
There's no
referee.
block touch.
No block touch in that sequence.
Challenge is unsuccessful
That
for
results
NXLED.
to
Should be 4, right?
no. I think
John Sabete
they're
Escamilla.
it's just maintaining because that was the decision in favor of NXLED.
Okay.
Back to the ball game. Juliana Tolentino going up to Van Sickle. She was read by Roma, but that is not going to stay alive.
Boy, NXLED, the better third set, really. They're the ones controlling this match.
Sabete.
4-point game. Sabete with that serve. Tolentino goes up to Belen. They get a check, says the referees.
Off the ball.
Was that 22 in counting for Bella Belen?
23, actually.
23. Yeah, but
21st attack point. Wait.
Mary Nunag, serving for Solar Spikers.
3-point game. Serve coming from Nunag. Shank pass. Adjustment coming from Pablo. Chance ball coming from Bang. Bella will pick that one up. Tolenada going for that back quick. That is kept alive by NXLED. Tolenada will try again. Back row this time. Popped up by Sabete. Oh, a miscue on that second ball. That push coming from Bella and
Van
that
Sickle
block
defends the net.
coming
20.
from NXLED. This is again.
yeah, but great defense. Look at that, how they save the balls.
Great
this,
efforts from both sides.
yeah, this drop. Oh, you didn't.
Oh.
They didn't see it, but it
There's
was
a
Brooke Van
challenge
Sickle.
by Capital
But
One.
there seems to be a
Reaching
challenge here
beyond the net.
for reaching beyond the net.
Reaching beyond the net.
Challenge is reaching beyond the net. As the game captain of Capital One is asked to approach the first referee. There seems to be some clarifications needed. Okay, seems that has been clarified.
Look at just nodding.
Yeah. Oh, okay lang. Here is the question of reaching beyond. Is it a yes or a no? The answer
That is
is
not reaching beyond the net. Challenge unsuccessful.
no. It seems like,
It's a gray area, really.
yeah, there's a lot of things in play. Camera angle. Let's try to listen in if we could.
Hindi mo ba over na siya? Kaya nga pa paliwanag mo ko.
Of course, in protocol,
Andito pa po sa amin. Nasa amin po. Paano po tatawidin kung nandun na yung kamay niya? Asa amin po yung bola eh.
question of airspace, of course.
Kaya pakisabi mo lang kay coach na panaliwanag ko na ang bola patawid nasa loob ng block kaya hindi siya ginalaw. Okay, block. Blocking is after. Blocking after.
Of course, it's the discussion of protocols. The referee cannot directly talk to the coach. Only the captain can talk to the referee and the captain can advise on.
Capital
Well,
One.
anyway,
Set
the
number
decision
3.
will stay. No reaching beyond the net. Whatever, no matter how they tried to reason out,
Yes,
the call will stay. So
that is for the international referee Jocelyn
Serving
Del
team
Rosario.
captain.
So
Brooke
just have the
Van Sickle.
volleyball is all about just playing your game. Palinada goes up to Ronquillo off the blockers. Pablo pushing that to the other side. Genesis was there for coverage. Bella goes up to Ronquillo again. You have to Pablo through the blockers. That
Pablo
works.
off the block. 21-16.
5-point lead.
yeah, Myla Pablo again using
Substitution. Capital One.
her
10
volleyball
to the ball.
IQ there to get that ball through the blockers. So we're seeing a lot of that from Myla Pablo.
Yes. A lot of variation,
Serving Van
maturity,
Sickle.
veteran smarts.
Yeah.
Brooke with that serve. They go up to Belen. Brooke from the back row. Pablo this time, tipping it over. Madrigal pushing it to the corner. Sabete from the back, that works for NXLED.
We saw her facial expression. She really gave 110% in that back row attack. So timeout for Capital One.
That's isn't it.
Hey, let's back to the game. Let's play. Go strong, high, okay? If you have to drop, don't drop short because the guys are behind. That's it, go strong. The ball's for you. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go.
Kapitan! Okay!
Substitution. Capital One. 8 out. 9. Gaston. In.
Back to the ball
Back
game.
in the service zone. Captain Van Sickle.
That hit coming from Ronquillo is out.
Ball is out. 23-16.
This is now ballooning to a 7-point lead for NXLED.
Good pass.
Big up to Gaston, pushing that to the other side. That works for Capital One.
17-23.
There's still life in Capital One with a pretty much revamped starting unit. See Gaston, Genesis, Ronquillo, and Nabor.
Off speed does not work for Pablo.
Miscalculation.
She is human, you know.
Yeah. She ain't perfect.
And her efficiency is still pretty good.
Well, she's already tallied 14 big points.
Service number.
Marano picked up there by Belen. Belen on the coverage again and again.
Pablo defends the net.
You know, the efforts of Bella Belen, you know, it's not just offense. It's a lot of great defense.
These are not unsung efforts, of course.
Abby Maran.
Abby to serve. This was the part where Capital One, the rotation where Capital One was challenged. Genesis was denied. Chance ball for NXLED. Tolentino going up for a combination.
Still alive.
Genesis denied. Great coverage for Capital One. Genesis again up. And that's it.
That's it.
NXLED closes this out.
And yeah, they remain undefeated. What a start for this franchise.
2 straight wins for the Chameleons after surviving the Foxies in their last match in 5 sets.
Yeah, I think, you know, NXLED has acknowledged the fact that they have shaky starts. But what's nice is in the 3rd set they addressed it.
Yeah, they show that they know how to take control of the game. And congratulations, Coach Etter and the rest of the white shirts. We'll be back to close things out only here at the PVL All-Filipino Conference. We're back here at the Linares Center in Montalban, Rizal, and it's a 3 straight set win for the NXLED Chameleons over the Capital One Solar Spikers. Great efforts for Capital One, but we have to laud the effort of one key player from the Chameleons, and she is with Jules Israel.
Sinjin and Noreen, I am here with Lian de Guzman of the NXLED Chameleons, who secured their 2nd win in the PVL 2026 All-Filipino Conference. Congratulations, Lian. Dikit yung first 2 sets. So ano yung mga changes in technique, you know, dynamics na nagbago nung 3rd set nakapag-pull-away na kayo nun?
Actually, nung una, medyo, yun nga, may lumalabas minsan sa system ni Coach and always niya kami nire-remind na we need to stick sa system. And nakita naman natin yun na sobrang nag-work siya kasi bumabalik kami, umangat yung score. And sabi nga lang niya, hit hard, tas ko-cover. Kasi pag nag-rally, lahat naman gumagawa. So, yeah.
So we really saw na you guys played in system, but I also know that apart from Coach, marami kang natututunan sa mga ates mo in NXLED Chameleon. So what is the most important learning that you've gained so far being with your new ates in NXLED?
Actually, sila very supportive sila. Always sila akong inaano na, palo ka lang, cover kami. And everyone's working hard. So, nakuha namin to as a team talaga.
Kitang-kita namin yung dynamic na yun. At sa huli, Lian, sino ang gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan sa panalo ninyo today?
Of course, I want to say thank you kay Sir Chris and sa NXLED Management. And hi po sa De Guzman family, Tulalyan, Diaz, and Biglang Awa. Thank you!
Congratulations once again, Leah de Guzman and the rest of the NXLED Chameleons. I'll turn it back to you, Sinjin and Noreen.
Thank you so much, Jules. Thank you, Leon. Congratulations to the Chameleons. She has shown how steady she has grown in this game, and she has shown how kaya niyang sumbay with the likes of Brooke Van Sickle and Myla Pablo. They're all at similar markings at the end of that game, even if Leon was not much present half of that third set.
Yeah, I mean, she was correct. It was a team effort.
Definitely.
Mexico, Myla Pablo, Janelle Cheng, these players just played their game. But what we love about Leon de Guzman is, you did say she held her own. She came to play, and every time they go to her, she just delivered. She was a vital cog in this win, especially in the first two sets wherein she really played. When they made a comeback in both the sets, she was big with her serves and her attacks. But yeah, I mean, NXLED, slow start, came back the first two sets, a better third set, and it just goes to show that they're gelling. Maybe it's not perfect yet, but it's a sign of good things to
signs
come.
of not just life, but signs of brilliance coming through. But on the other side, we have to laud the Capital1. They showed up in this game. Unfortunately, they just didn't know how to close it out.
Yeah.
And that's where things spelled the difference for the Solar Spikers.
Yeah, and one thing we have to mention really is the
The 3
errors.
points, yeah.
No, the errors. Yeah, I mean, the 3 points you're saying, yeah. 21 to 10, that's too much. And they need to correct that in their future matches. But yeah, you're happy to see the way they're playing. A little bit more tweaking and polishing, and they're still looking to have a good conference, as we said throughout the match.
It's a retool team going up against a team that is reinforced. So that's the
By
biggest
champions.
difference. Yes, by champions. And that's where the disparity lies. We're going to the SM Mall of Asia Arena on Tuesday, February 10 for the 9th match of your All-Filipino Conference. We kick it off with the Foxies going up against the Signal Super Spikers. And